Morning, Sir Randy.
Morning po.
Can start, Amy.
Okay, good morning everyone. Good morning family here in Zoom and YouTube family, brothers and sisters. Now we start Holy Song number 2. Peaceful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now we offer up bow. Okay, everyone. Today, April 16, 2023, we offer half bow to Heavenly Parents and to Parents 2020 Kimbe Baron. Recite Family Pledge number 1. Family Pledge number 5. Everybody, teacher. Our family, the Honor Channel Group, pledge to seek to strive every day to advance the education of the spiritual and the physical world, a subject and object partner by centering of true love. The meaning, number 5 pledge. The meaning, pledge number 5. The mind is the subject position and the body is the object position. Likewise, the spiritual is that subject position and the physical world is the object position. Therefore, we should live of life on earth accordance with the spiritual. We should to lead lives of deep experiences through which we can feel the spiritual world and God's sorrow and joy. Only God and true love can link the spiritual and the physical world. We should to strive every day to advance God's will. Without stopping, we must advance towards God's will every day, even if it is the only one step rather. Thank you so much. Now, may I request opening prayer. May I request Tita Relina. Thank you so much for opening prayer.
Please join me in prayer. Good morning, our most loving Heavenly Parents, and true parents of heaven and earth. Father, today is on the third Sunday of the month, and we are here again, Father, to as blessed families who would like to learn your words as just as we like to eat and sleep, so that Heavenly Father, we can be more closer to you and that we would be able to know more on how to live our lives as uh, blessed families, and that we can learn from each other based on your inspiration, on the inspiration you give us, individually gives amongst us, Heavenly Parents. Father, may we be able to learn from each other and especially from our mentors, Rolandi Ahmed, today. Thank you for this opportunity, Heavenly Father, that this meeting with the opportunity that we can communicate and uh, meet together with our brothers and sisters. Is this chance, and that we are looking forward to meet each other, Heavenly Parents, in every first Sunday and third Sunday of the month. Father, we thank you and we look for peace, and are presenting all in attendance in the names of the Netherlands and Paul's family. Amen.
Aju, thank you so much, Tita Relina. Now, may I welcome everyone here in Zoom and YouTube family, brothers and sisters. Magandang buhay and God bless you all. Wala pong nuance. And welcome po, Tita Relina, Tita Nela, and Tita Tereseta, and Kuya Alan, and Sir Randy.
Morning po.
Good morning. Thank you so much for your coming. And now, please help me to welcome our power lecturer, elder, and our mentor in education. Please help me to welcome Sir Randy Amu. Thank you so much.
Hello po, good morning to everybody po. And yeah, welcome to
another session of learning together Father's words and understanding Father's words, how we could live our life in accordance to the guidance of our two parents. Okay, so at this time, allow me to share my screen. So at this time po, let's revisit uh, our understanding of our life of faith. Okay, so let's have a journey of understanding our life of faith, not just centering on the traditional understanding of life of faith, but in terms of life of faith, what does it mean? Okay, so okay, so we all know that in order for us to establish a connection to God and to the Messiah, it's really important that we have to develop our faith. Okay, faith is our main connection to the Messiah and to God, right? Even Adam and Eve, that's the very beginning that they have to establish first in the Garden of Eden. They have to establish their faith. And it's not limited only to have faith, but they have to substantialize it. Okay. They have to embody it as a way of life that they have. So let's understand what's the meaning or life of faith, or what is a life of faith. Yeah. So this is the thing that we'll be discussing this today. We'll understand what is life of faith. Okay. So from the divine principle, it is said that faith is the path each person must walk in search for God. That is the way for us to search or to go towards our connection to God, reestablish our connection to God. That's why Father said, okay, faith is not just a belief system, but faith means living in attendance to God, living together with God, and attending Him. If we do not walk such a path, we feel uneasy. Okay. So that is the main guidance of one of the guidance of our two parents regarding the life of faith that we have. So faith is not just a belief, but we have to live in attendance to God, live together with God, and attending Him. So what does that mean? Let's see. Okay. Faith means living in attendance to God. Okay. Living together with God and attending Him. If we do not walk such a path, we feel uneasy. We feel physically uncomfortable and we meet obstacles in our environment. Okay. Meaning if we are not totally connected with God, that's the time that Satan can come in. Okay. Just like what Father said, the sun rises in the morning, reaches its zenith at noon, and sets in the evening. This is unchanging. It will not change in tens of thousands of years. If an orbit goes awry, everything goes awry. Okay? We need to go out and find the mind of love, the path of true love. The person who inherits true life and true lineage become part of God's family and always lives with God. Living with God also means living happily with nature and coming and going happily in our daily life. Okay? So it's really important that we have to embody, okay, a happy lifestyle, okay, because that is the way in order for us to be connected to God. Because Father said, living with God also means living happily with nature and coming and going happily in our daily life. Okay? Because our main goal is for us to feel and experience constant happiness through our coexistence and through our relationship, harmonious relationship with each other as brothers and sisters, with our family members, and also with our environment. Okay? So that is what is meant by life of faith, living happily together with everything that God had been created. So what is how can we live a life of attendance? Okay? Or life of faith? Okay? Number one is we have to have a life attending God as our heavenly parent. And that is the first teaching that Jesus Christ have taught us 2,000 years ago. We have to be reconnected to God as our Father, as our parent. Okay? And then second is a life of restoring what was lost. Okay? Regaining back what was lost. Okay? So what was lost in the Garden of Eden? Okay? Human being, we lost our opportunity to constantly experience joy and happiness with God as our parent and with our co-human being as our brothers and sisters, and with the natural environment as our pleasant living environment. So we lost all of these things. We lost our parent and child relationship with God. And also, we should have a life of consensus of the present of the spiritual world. Because the essence of our being is not our physical body, but it is no other than our spiritual body. That is the main essence, because that will last forever, and that will be the one that live together with God eternally. So our physical body is just a training ground, okay? Wherein we could experience God and we could live together with God eternally. Okay? So this is what we needed to establish. So when we talk about life of faith, it is not just believe in God. Okay? Believe that we have destiny. Okay? And believe that we can regain our lost position. But we have to live with it. So what does it mean living with it? Okay? Okay. So when we talk about living with it, we have to establish absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. Yan. Lagi na nating narinig to mula nung naging member tayo. Absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. Pero what does it mean about absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience? Okay? So when we talk about absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, we should put our utmost sincerity to become. Number one is to become a filial, establish a personality or a lifestyle of filial piety. Okay. Filial piety. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng filial piety? It is our strong connection or absolute connection to our parents. Okay. We have to think always of our heavenly parents' hope. And what is the hope of our heavenly parents? The time for us to become God's filial children will not always be there. We have to confirm our status as the children whom God absolutely needs. We must accomplish this within our lifetime here on earth. Okay? So our life on earth is a life of training ground wherein we could always become connected to God, to become the filial children of God, to be absolutely one with God, to let God feel that He needed us. We are the one that is needed by God. Yun yung sinasabi nating filial piety. Hindi lang yung, naniwala ako na si God is my parent. Pero what are we doing? Okay? Are we giving opportunity that we are absolutely needed by God? Or sometimes we are doing that and sometimes we are not. Okay? Kaya sabi rin ni true parents, one should be filial while one's parents are alive. No matter how much you try to be filial after your parents pass away, who will acknowledge it? Okay? Wala na. Kaya nga it's important that we have to express while we are living on earth. Okay? And so we have to establish that kind of lifestyle so that we can regain the things that was lost. And what are the things that we lost? Okay. When we look at the book of Genesis, Genesis 2:17, and the Lord God commanded the man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat from it, you will certainly die. In the book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 4, sabi niya dito, and in summary, sabi niya, you will not surely die, the serpent said to the woman. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree of what the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. And she also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. So this is the scenario that had happened in the Garden of Eden. Sabi ni God, do not eat. Once you will eat it, you will surely die. You will certainly die. Pero anong sabi ni Satan? You will not die, but your eyes will be opened. So what does that mean? Instead na nagkaroon sila ng absolute connection towards God's plan and God's purpose, they were being influenced by the lie of Satan. Pero kung titignan natin, tama din naman. Okay? Pero, is it the right time for them to eat the fruit? Okay? Yan. So, what does it mean? Okay? Pag sinabi nating absolute faith, we should have a strong belief. Okay? We should not be separated from the command of God. But what had happened to Adam and Eve? They did not believe in God. Kanino sila naniwala? It is no other than kay Satan. Kaya nga minsan, di ba, sinasabi sa atin na even si true parents, sinasabi niya na we have to learn how to forgive and forget. Okay? Pero sinasabi natin, I have faith with our true parents. But are we practicing it? Are we doing it? Most especially in terms of our relationship with our husband or our wife. Okay? Yan. Second is, did not believe in God as parent, but love archangel. Okay? Love the lie of archangel. So, ibig sabihin, nawala din yung tinatawag nating absolute love towards God. Okay? Yung total connection that God is my parent and I must follow God and I must absolutely one with God. And because of that, nawala yung absolute faith, nawala yung absolute love, and at the same time, nawala na rin yung absolute obedience. Kaya what did happen? They did not obey God, but followed the words of Archangel or si Lucifer. Sabi ni God, do not eat the fruit. Pero did they obey the words of God? They obey the words of Satan. Now you can eat the fruit. Once you will eat it, your eyes will be opened. Okay. So these are the three things that was lost in the Garden of Eden. Okay. The absolute faith to God as a parent, and at the same time, absolute love to God. And likewise, nawala rin yung absolute obedience. Okay? So ano bang ibig sabihin ng absolute obedience? Okay? Pag sinabi nating absolute obedience means there is no concept of self. Okay? So God began creating all things on the basis of absolute faith. He did so for his object partners of absolute love. God also created with absolute obedience. Absolute obedience means that there is no concept of self. It is the state where the self is an absolute zero, returning to nothingness. Naturally initiates a circular movement. By giving everything so that nothing remains, God on high descent to the bottom. Through this motion, God originated the movement of the universe. In the same way, all things exist themselves completely and descend in preparation to rise once again. Okay? So that is the meaning of absolute obedience. Totally no concept of self. But we are always have a connection towards our parents. We have to absolutely follow the command and the guidance of our parents. No matter we are uncertain with it, we have to have that absolute obedience to the command of the parents. And that is what was lost in the Garden of Eden. Okay? That makes sense, po. Kaya what did happen? Because they don't have any absolute faith to absolute obedience to God, na result of removal of absolute faith and absolute love, okay, they were cast out from the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve needed to do all things that they have to do, and they have to suffer instead of enjoying everything that is being created by God. Di ba? Even the relationship is being, instead na they enjoy living together, coexisting together, what had happened? They always find a way to misunderstand each other. Kaya nga, yun yung naging lifestyle natin after. So Adam and Eve lost their foundation to establish absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience to God. When they entered into a false marriage. As a result, they turned their lineage upside down, lost the realm of ownership, and their family came to ruin. Thus, the restoration of lineage is needed. Kaya nga, after the failure of Adam and Eve to unite absolutely to God, faith, love, and obedience, absolutely, okay? Nawala yung lineage ni God na yun yung inaasahan niya through Adam and Eve. Nawala din yung realm of ownership of God's lineage. Na dapat yun yung dapat gawin nila, Adam and Eve. Kaya since then, God started to restore His lineage. So the pure love of Adam and Eve as true parents should have been passed down eternally through their lineage. However, Adam and Eve married without establishing a pure lineage. So we have to restore the absolute lineage, the realm of absolute ownership and an absolute pure heart through the blessing. Okay? And that is the purpose of the blessing. Okay? Inheritance of the pure lineage, absolute pure lineage, and absolute ownership and of the pure heart of God. Okay? Kaya nga kung titignan natin, all second generation, they are the fruit of the inheritance of the absolute pure lineage of God. Kaya very important yung role ng second generation that they have to understand that they are the one who will expand the pure lineage of God. And parents' guidance to let them understand that is very important. Most especially, we as parents, we needed to show, okay, tayo muna yung magpakita ng absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience to God. Because through our modeling, they can learn from us. Okay? So second thing that we lost in the garden, okay? We lost our relationship as a parent and child. We lost a lifestyle of attending our parents. Okay? So after Adam and Eve fell, what had happened? Okay? We are disconnected from God. Although God is very near to us, okay, still, it seems to be very far. Kaya sabi ni Father, sabi ni True Parents, God is near you. His concern for each of you exceeds that of anyone else. Everyone think that their own parents love them the most. But God's love is greater and deeper than that love. It is deeper and greater than any human love in this world. Hence, You should become people who can feel God's loving embrace and call him Father. You should become true sons and daughters who can experience God's internal heart in the position where you can say, now I know my Father's sorrow. If you can become such a sons and daughters, you will become the owners of the kingdom of heaven in which you attend God. No one will be able to take that kingdom away from you. Okay? So we have to have that kind of feeling that we really understand God's or feel God's sorrow. Okay? Na even disuniting or even once we cannot embrace our brothers and sisters, okay? That's already the greatest sorrow of God. Because that is what had happened in the Garden of Eden. God cannot see the loving relationship between his children because Adam and Eve departed from, disconnect from God. Although God is very near, but it seems to be very far. Okay? That's why Adam and Eve cannot experience. And that is what they have passed to us. Okay? We cannot really feel the love of God. Likewise, we cannot also feel the love of our parents. We cannot even feel the existence of our parents. We have disconnected from God, and also we are disconnected from each other. Okay? So we cannot feel that closeness, connection, okay? And even becoming completely one with God and with each other. Kaya anong sinabi ni Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago? The greatest commandment is love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. God should settle in us. And in order for us to show that we love God, we need to love each other as brothers and sisters. We should make harmonious relationship with our brothers and sisters. We should establish connection as a true brothers and sisters. Meaning we have to always, our main responsibility is always to build relationship, harmonious relationship with each other. Okay. So what did happen? Nagkaroon tayo ng opposite lifestyle. Instead of relating together harmoniously, nagkaroon tayo ng fallen relationship. Starting with the model that was shown to us by Adam and Eve after they made the relationship with Satan. Nagkaroon tayo ng fallen relationship of husband and wife. Model of fallen relationship of husband and wife. Okay? So instead of attending God as our true parents, and instead of attending Adam and Eve as our true parents, sila yung naging false parents. That's why we needed to regain a lifestyle of attending true parents so that we can restore what was lost in the Garden of Eden, the parent and child relationship. Na yun yung pinakaasam-asam ni God. Pinaka-greatest na makita ni God in the Garden of Eden. But this was lost after Adam and Eve fell. Okay? So how can we do that? We have to reestablish absolute faith. Okay? Keep promise with our true parents. We should have a strong belief that we can do it. Okay? We can we can substantialize it. And then absolute love to true parents. Okay? Always have a connection to our true parents by learning and studying their words. Okay? We have to always connect to the words of our true parents. Okay? Not only once, but we should have that absolute connection to the love of our true parents. And also, we have to take no interest to opposite sex, most especially for a period of brothers and sisters. But for husband and wife, okay, just like to what true parents always say, okay, For husband and wife, that is the sweetest connection of man and woman. Okay. And also number 3 is absolute obedience. Obey and practice true parents' words. Okay. Minsan nga, di ba? Alam na natin, nandiyan yung words ni true parents. Nandiyan na yung mga sinasabi ni true parents. But still, we are hesitant to do it. We are hesitant to practice it. Yeah. Laging sinasabi ni Father na we have to learn how to forgive and forget. But when we look at each other, how do we look at each other? Sometimes we always count yung limitation ng bawat isa. Okay? Kaya instead of making relationship, instead of building relationship, what had happened? We are not building. It's very difficult for us to build our relationship to each other. That's why we needed to revisit. Okay? We needed to reconnect back. Practicing what we call absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. Okay? Na pag sinabi natin absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, we have to have a lifestyle of reporting, consulting, and always contacting God. Kasi sina Adam and Eve, hindi sila nag-report kay God. Hindi nila kinonsult si God at hindi nila kinontak si God. Anong ginawa nila? They just follow. Okay? Connect to Satan. So ito yung way in order for us to regain a lifestyle of attending to our true parents. And also, way to a lifestyle to restore what was lost in the Garden of Eden. We have to continuously, okay, practice absolute connection to God. Absolutely practice everything that God had given to us. Obey. Okay. So what does it mean? Let us be grateful for everything. Father said, what was the fall? The archangel compared himself to everyone from a self-centered viewpoint. This led to complaint. Complaint led to rebellion. Therefore, complaint is not permissible for believer. Kaya sabi ni Father, to complain is essentially to attack God. But as we human beings have to repay God, complaining to God is absolutely unacceptable. My life up until now has been like that. I could never be complainer. Even though I was put in prison and tortured to the point of vomiting blood, okay, Father never show complaint to God. Anong pinakita niya kay God? It is always okay, giving hope to God. So even though the entire world opposes me, I am grateful, knowing that it is severing my relationship with Satan's realm. It is natural that we receive opposition as long as the enemy's realm exists. Therefore, let us not complain. Let us be grateful for everything and every circumstances, and let us go our way in silence. Okay? So never complain. Because sabi nga ni Father, complain led to rebellion. Okay? Because pag nandiyan ang complain, ibig sabihin nagkakaroon tayo ng self-centered viewpoint. And that is the influence of Satan to us. Okay? So we have to establish a lifestyle of absolutely connected to God. And pag sinabi natin connected to God, there is no point of complaining, but we should always give hope to God. That's why it's really important that we have to develop a life of consensus life. Consensus of what? Consensus of the presence of the spiritual world. Our ultimate destiny is not to live here on earth. Okay? But our ultimate destiny is to live together with God in the spiritual worlds. And this is the third thing that was lost in the Garden of Eden. Due to the fall, we became ignorant about our spiritual things. Ano naging concrete sa atin? It is our existence here on earth. Kaya anong binavalue natin? It is our life on earth more than our life in the spiritual world. So naging uh, physical life-centered ang buhay natin after that. Kaya if a person can sense something from the invisible world more strongly than the visible world, that person will never be exhausted. No matter how difficult the situation that we are in, okay, we will not be exhausted and we will not be tired. The external world seeks for the visible and revolves around it, but the path of faith pursues what is invisible. Okay. So when we talk about life of faith, the path of life of faith is we have to seek beyond the physical reality that we have, because physical reality is leading us towards exhaustion and leading us towards tiredness. Therefore, when you are so caught up in the external world that you lose sight of your spiritual goal and purpose, you will feel drained of energy in your life. Okay? So this is important that we have to think about our life of faith. We have to constantly think of our destiny. What happened to me in the spiritual world? If I will do this in the physical world, what kind of lifestyle I can develop in the spiritual world? Okay? And that's the time that we can we can go beyond exhaustion or even beyond tiredness. And our energy will not be drained. Okay? Because ano bang ultimate goal natin? Ano bang ultimate destiny natin? It is to enter the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Be with God in the spiritual world. It's not limited to the middle realm or even to the paradise or even to hell. Hindi yan yung ultimate goal natin. Ang ultimate goal natin is to live together with God. And we can only do that once we practice a lifestyle of living, coexisting together as a member of God's and of the family of God, looking at each other as these are my brothers and sisters, that I needed to develop a harmonious relationship together. Okay? So the spirit world you go to after death is decided upon how you live your life on the physical world. How much we practice absolute faith to God, absolute love to God, and absolute obedience to God by establishing a harmonious relationship with our brothers and sisters. Letting, making our life beyond the physical realm of connection. Okay? Beyond all the physical, ano tawag nun? Everything in the physical world that we have. Because our ultimate destiny is to be in the spiritual world together with God and to live together with our brothers and sisters as a member of God's family. Okay? That is our goal. Kaya nga sabi ni Father, what is the significance of the blessed families? Satan has no control over blessed families. When they have complete faith in Father and a strong conviction that they belong to true parents, no matter where they are, Satan cannot violate that. Why is this so? It is because centering on the heart of true parents, they have a relationship with the realm of heart of converted lineage, of the converted lineage. That is why Satan cannot touch them. Okay? That is blessed family. Building relationship within the family and within the community. Okay? Because we are created after the image of God. We are said to be the substantial image of God. And what is the image of God? It is a harmonious union of the dual entity within God. Harmonious union of man and woman and harmonious union of everything. Practicing a coexistence and co-living together. Katulad ng mind and body. Mind cannot live without the body and body cannot move without the mind. Okay? That's why we have to think that our physical world is very much necessary for the establishment of a life in the spiritual world. And the spirit world is the one that can guide our physical life here on earth. So they are created to live eternally, coexisting together. Okay? Kaya nga lahat ng na-experience natin dito sa physical world, it will become the life that we have in the spiritual world. Because in the physical world, this is where we can experience so many things that will remain eternally in the spiritual world. Okay? Yan. Di ba? Physical world and spiritual world, spirit self and physical self, they coexist together in perfect harmony. That is the original plan of God. That is the original destiny of every human being. That our life on earth is a training ground to establish our connection to God. That's why it's really important that while we are living on earth, we have to have established what we call absolute faith, uh, absolute faith to God, okay? Absolute love and absolute obedience. And anong sabi ni Father? So that we could establish absoluteness to God, we should remove the complaining characteristics that Satan had given to us. Okay? And once we can have that, we can really prepare a good life on earth and we can enjoy living together with God in the spiritual world. Because our physical self will return to dust, okay? And our spirit self will go to the eternal destiny that is being prepared by God to live in the spiritual world. Okay? That's why our life on earth is very important for us to understand. Okay? Our destiny, where we will go into the spiritual world. Kaya nga, di ba, sinasabi natin sa divine principle that our physical self and spiritual self, okay, we receive nourishment from each other. We receive nutrition from each other. Okay? The nurture of the physical self and spiritual self is through the harmonious relationship of the spirit self and the physical self. Okay? Kaya kinakailangan magkaroon ng connection, magkaroon ng absolute connection with each other. Yan. Di ba? Our physical body needs nourishment. Meron tinatawag na plus and minus nutrition. Centering on our action of lifestyle of living together plus receiving nourishment from the sun and the air so that we could sustain and we could maintain our life here on earth. And these are very necessary so that we could enjoy living together. Okay? Kaya ito yung mga kinakailangan natin. Likewise, our spirit needed nutrition as well. Nandyan yung life element that is we gain when we relate with each other, centering on our action of living for the sake of others and establishing relationship with each other, centering on God's plan and God's purpose. Yan yung sinasabi nating action or ideology of the self-influence, the spirit self as a nutrition. And yung life element na yan is will become a nutrition to our spiritual body in order for us to constantly receive what we call vitality element as a plus element towards God. Kaya nga, sabi ni Father, di ba? The most important thing that we have to do is to have an absolute connection to God. And how can we connect to God? It is constantly doing hondoke. Constantly reading God's words. Not only reading God's words, but embodying the word of God. Okay? Kaya we always needed to pray that God, please see hope in me. Okay? We should always give hope to God. And that is the nourishment that we are giving to our spiritual self. And that can only be done while we are living on earth. Okay? Yan. Kaya importante yung thinking of our eternal life, not thinking only of our life here on earth. Kaya what do we need to do? We needed to practice good behavior. Anong good behavior? Filial piety to our parents, life of faith to God, and living for the sake of others when we talk of our connection together. Okay? Kaya nga, sinasabi ni Father sa atin, sinasabi ni True Parents, na our main life is to develop a harmonious relationship together. And how can we develop relationship together? We have to think that we are living for the sake of each other. The husband need to think that he is living for the sake of the wife, and the wife also should think that she is living for the sake of the husband. Hindi yung the wife should live for the sake of me, and the wife also think that the husband should only think of living for the sake of me. But we have to think that we are living for the sake of each other as the starting point of our connection so that we could develop a harmonious relationship together. Because that will lead us towards practicing a lifestyle of good behavior na nagbibigay ng vitality element to our spirit. And pag napagbigay tayo ng vitality element, what will happen? We will constantly receive life element to the spiritual world. Instead of receiving, receiving what? Problems, complaint from evil characteristics that we have. Okay? So we have to remove the evil behavior. Anong evil behavior? Sabi ni Father, the starting point of evil behavior is when you start to think of yourself. Because thinking of yourself, it will lead towards complaining. And then when we complain, what will happen? It will lead towards rebellion. And that will lead towards our disconnection to God. Okay? So it's important that we have to always, experience and feel God's presence by embodying a lifestyle of good behavior. Okay? Because following evil behavior, that will limit our experience of existence of the spiritual world. Okay? So it's really important that we have to always practice, good behavior, because lifestyle where the spirit self grow well is centering on practicing a life of faith and experiencing good deeds and developing a harmonious relationship with each other. Okay, making connection with one another. And these are the things that was lost in the Garden of Eden. Okay? Because ang naging priority natin is instead of doing good action, we always, internally, we are practicing bad action that will lead us towards a lifestyle that is not in accordance to God. Kaya ano nangyari? Nandiyan ang alcohol, cigarette, drugs, robbery, love affairs, lie, slander, complaint, and even leading to murder. Okay? Ito yung naging fully developed na lifestyle na meron tayo. Kaya what we needed is to go back to a God-centered lifestyle by establishing a model of life of faith. Going back. Okay? So how can we go back? Originally, humans were created to become perfect in the physical world, then move to the spiritual world so that we can live in heaven. That is the plan of God. Hindi niya plinano that we will be living in hell. However, due to the fall of the human ancestors, hell was formed and many types of hell were created according to the different crimes that we have established. Okay. So the spirit world you go to after death is decided upon how you live your life on the physical world. If we experience joy and happiness every time, every now and then, by constantly living a harmonious lifestyle together with our brothers and sisters, enjoying everything, we are preparing to live in a better environment in the spiritual world. But if we always practice a self-centered lifestyle, okay, lagi nating tinitignan na mahirap, hindi ko kaya. And that will lead towards a complaint lifestyle up to rebellion. What will happen? We are practicing a lifestyle leading to living in hell. Kaya each action that we have, each expression you make is recorded as if on a videotape. Can you hide these things in the spirit world? You cannot hide this record. Just as you cannot hide what is in your mind. The spirit world is more clearly apparent than the mind and is a place where everything is exposed. There is no use for excuses. You cannot make excuses. The more you open your mouth, the closer your shame before the universe approaches you. You cannot advance in that world. There is only retreat. A fearful age is coming. See here, when you come to know how life after death is closely related with the life in this world, you will be more careful about how you live because your present life tells you what to expect in the next life. People's life as they please because they do not know that their life on earth has a direct influence on the circumstances of their eternal life. Okay? That is coming from Chung Sung Gyung, Earthly Life and the Spirit World, The Path of Life. Okay? So we have to disconnect from any earthly lifestyle. Okay? Ano ba yung mga earthly lifestyle na meron tayo? Nandyan yung dating. Nandyan yung alcohol and substance abuse. Starting with smoking. Okay? Yan. Ito yung sinasabi nilang buhay. Kaya di ba sinasabi nila na we should enjoy our life. And anong klaseng enjoy ang sinasabi nila? Exposing our body to all of these different satanic influence. Alcohol, smoking, and drugs. Sinasabi pa nga di ba? Na kinakailangan ko to kasi kailangan ko rin naman to sa buhay. Pero anong ginagawa natin? We tend to abuse. Yeah, we needed alcohol. Okay? We needed nicotine. And we needed all these kind of drugs, but in a minimal form. Pero anong ginagawa natin? We tend to abuse it. Okay? Not only that, even our life, we tend to misuse it. Okay? We engage into a life that is not in accordance towards experiencing God. Ano yun? We tend to live individually. Okay? Ano yung sinasabi natin? Kaya ko mabuhay mag-isa. I don't need anybody. Most especially nowadays, anong klaseng buhay meron ng mga kabataan ngayon? They don't want to make relationship with one another. Sad to say. Okay? They don't want to build relationship. They just live individually. Okay? Contented with their own life, with the different gadgets that we have. Okay? Na pagkautusan mo, ikaw pa yung masama kasi nakaka-istorbo ka. And that is the life that we have now. Okay? Yan, nandiyan ang internet games. Ilang oras ang nagugugol? It is more than anything else. And ilan lang yung ginagamit to be connected to God. Minsan napipilitan pa. Okay? And this is the life that we have now. Kaya what's happening? We are always connecting ourselves to a life that is leading towards experiencing hell in the spiritual world. Okay, it's really important that we have to regain our life of faith. And anong klaseng life of faith meron dapat? It should be constantly connecting to God. Okay? Isa lang naman yung path ng buhay natin It is our path to be completely one with God. But after the fall, parang napakaraming way of life that we have. Pero all of this way, majority is a waste of our existence here on earth. Okay? Kaya nga, di ba? during the time na Sabbath day, anong sabi ni Jesus? Is this the way you live for the Sabbath? Isang araw na nga lang yung inilalaan nyo para kay God, eto pang ginagawa nyo. Still, you are using the day for God to constantly enjoy the physical world, the physical influence that you have received after the failure of Adam and Eve. Okay? Yan. Pero kung titingnan natin, dalawa lang. Yung way of life that we have. Way of life that is allow us to live in heaven, or the way of life that will allow us to live in hell. So it depends on how much we practice our life of faith here on earth. Pag sinabi nating life of faith, ano yun? Absolute faith to God, absolute love to God, and absolute obedience to God. Regaining our connection. Okay? Restoring what was lost in the Garden of Eden. So pag sinabi nating life of faith, okay, nandyan yung absolute trust to parents. Okay. Dapat ibalik natin yung parent and child. Regaining the faith of the children towards the parents. And then absolute love to parents. And ultimately, absolutely obey our parents. So we have to reestablish. Pag sinabi nating life of faith, it's not just I believe. But I should not only believe, but I have to practice that belief. Kaya nga importante yung tinatawag nating absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. Na lahat ng sinasabi ni true parents, hindi natin interpret based on our humanistic understanding. But we have to understand it because we have a specific purpose of the destiny of our life in the physical world, that is to live together with God in the spiritual world. And how can we do that? Start removing the self-concept. Start removing that me. But we have to start to think that we and together with God. Adyo po? Does make sense po? And that is the way for us to establish filial piety to God. That's why we needed to constantly, sabi nga ni Father, di ba? The final and the most important tradition that we have is the tradition of Hondoke. Tradition of learning and understanding and practicing a God-centered lifestyle. And that is the model that our true parents have shown us. Model of life of faith. Absolute faith to God, absolute love to God, and absolute obedience. Wherein true parents, they never think of themselves. They never complain to God, but they always comfort God, and they always comfort each other and even all people. So that is our life of faith. Good morning to everybody.
Thank you so much, Sir Randy. Big hand, everyone. Yes, and for that, very amazing. We get many keywords. Yes, for me, is absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. Hondoke. To connect to, to God's love. Thank you so much, Sir Randy. Big hand again, everyone, to Sir Randy. Meron naman tayong inspiration for the whole week. Monday naman tomorrow. And today, please prepare your reflections and sharing. May I request for the first one? Kuya Roy, welcome. Good morning. Kayo po. Thank you so much. Yan, nakasmate agad.
Good morning.
Welcome po. Please share and reflect po, Sir Kuya Roy. Thank you so much.
Po pa talaga. Anyway, thank you, Sir Randy.
Good morning.
Happy ko.
Morning, Kuya. Na-meet ko yung anak mo sa yung panganay mo sa IPLC
Oh, thank
na
you.
nagbigay ako ng lecture.
Mm. Any very good topic because we always talk about uh, faith, love, and obedience. That's what Sir Randy explained, the three components of faith: trust, love, obedience. Uh, my reflection is that trust, as religious people, people who believe in God, believe in true parents, yeah, we trust to God. Basically, we trust God. We trust true parents. We say we love God, we love true parents. But the third one, obedience. Obedience. We always fall short to that third one, obedience. That's why uh, I remember one topic also in the Christian teaching, the three components of faith: belief, trust, and obedience, somehow similar. But the first talk on belief, um, what kind of informations we receive, what kind of teaching we, we receive. So in our true parents teaching, like it uh, the divine principle and true parents teaching, it completes it is a complete circle. The, the the beginning and the end always connected. That's the beauty of the principle, beauty of true parents teaching. You can easily understand the providence, easily understand God's words if you can connect the beginning, the process, and the end will go back to the beginning. Just like in our era, we are in the Chonilgo era. We are receiving some special grace. Here in field job, we follow up many members to receive this special grace. There are so many questions that we encounter from members. Why we need to receive again, like that? Why so many holy wines? Okay, like that. So if we can understand how the providence move, really it's the era that we go back to the origin. Sunilgok is the origin. Though it was not really explained in the beginning, but yeah, it was implied in the beginning. Yeah. But the original will always come in the end, but it is implied in the beginning. So if we can understand through parents' words, how he explained the providence, how this time how through mother move the province towards establishing what is really original, then we can really trust. We can really trust God. We can really trust through parents that what is happening now is for us to really go back to that original plan, which is we call kingdom of heaven, Sonilgo, and the more we can love God, we can love true parents, and the more we will obey what our true parents give us the directions. So it's not only that we learn, yeah, we we give lectures, we attend seminars, we accumulate many teaching, many understanding, but all the bottom line for all of this is how about you as an individual? Did you become, did we become the truth itself? Okay? Because all of this teaching is just the expression of the truth, but the truth itself is we should become the truth itself. Just like Jesus, he said, I am the way, the truth. So Jesus is the truth. Am I the truth itself? I always ask that to myself. Am I the expression of 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 God, substantial expression of God? So yeah, thank you for for today's message, today's lecture. It really reminds us that we should not only believe, we should not only have trust in God, we should not only love God, we should not only obey, but substantially, we should become love, we should become the truth itself, we should become as what uh, as what uh, the Bible, the principle talks about. We should become the substantial image of God. When people see us, when we see each other, we can see God in us, in others. And lastly, lastly, I just want to add one reflection. We receive, we are receiving special grace, but sometimes our concept is like, yeah, special grace, I want to receive. I want to receive forgiveness. But the question is, when before we are receiving forgiveness from God, from our two parents, did I forgive others, those who sinned against me? And did others forgive us? Okay? So sometimes we want only to receive, but did we forgive also others? Before we will receive, we should have a concept of, I will forgive others. I should be forgiven by others also. Okay. In Catholic, it's always in the Mass, right? Okay. Before you go to God, you should reconcile first to your brothers and sisters, okay, to other people whom you committed sin. You should reconcile first before you can go to God. So this last Sunday, we have this Hondoke. So we share here that, yeah, we need to renew ourselves. We love God, we love our parents, we trust God, we trust our parents. We want to obey God, we want to obey our parents. But then, how about our relationship? It's not only receiving, we are building and a community. So if we don't have forgiveness within our community, we didn't have good relationship within our community, what are we doing? Okay? It's not only between you and God, but it is a community, our community, and then God, and through parents. And this is really a great blessing. Our era really is a great blessing that we are now building substantial to cope with all the teachings of our true parents and applying it not only this time, not only within ourselves, within our family, but building a community, a heavenly parents holy community. So thank you for the morning message, the morning lecture. Arigatou gozaimasu. Good morning.
Thank you so much for that, Kuya Roy. Big hand, everyone, for your wonderful reflections and sharing about from the topic, our mentor, Sir Andy. Thank you so much. Yes, that's true. Minsan may question tayo sa ating sarili na forgive ba natin? Natanggap natin yung Holy Wine, very happy. Pero ang question, na-forgive ba natin? Kaya very difficult talaga yung sabi kanina ng i-practice natin. Kaya need natin talaga i-restore yung behavior natin. Yeah, thank you so much again, Sir Kuya Roy. Thank you so much. Bigyan everyone. Everybody still awake and kicking? Good morning again, and YouTube family. Hi, hello, brothers and sisters. Thank you for coming and join to the live at YouTube. And now, next to give reflections and sharing, let's help me to welcome Tita Nella. Welcome po. Please share and reflection. Thank you so much. Begin.
Good morning, my beloved brothers and
miss you.
sisters, my elders, Simpay Kate. I miss this session also and everyone. Yeah. Actually, today's lecture is for me, it's very, very deep, very clear, and very beautiful lectures. Yeah, absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. So, yeah. I'm trying to ask myself, do I have absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience? Yeah. And the real practice is within our family, as I understand, and within our community. So, as true parents gave us the complete, kumbaga sa education pa is the complete curriculum. True parents gave us everything. So, problem is how we can adapt and substantialize all this beautiful curriculum from true parents. As I remember Dr. Yong's lecture before, he always said that our front line is our family, because in the family, everything is there. So, truly very important in a family how we can live for each other, living for your wife, living for your children, and always practicing living for the sake of others. As Brother Randy said here, we have to remove our evil behavior. So, in our family, of course, not all the time is united, like harmonious, but truly we have a challenge also in our family. So truly real practice of our absolute faith, absolute love is within our family, centering upon our heavenly parents and true parents. So if we live without thinking centering upon ourselves, then I think every day we can recreate ourselves. Because truly we can see that from the result of human fall, within ourselves, andun yung, paano ko ba sabihin yun? Kumbaga, andun yung good and evil eh. But because of words of God, because of truth, then human beings tend to always live for goodness. But sometimes, andun yung attack ng evilness. So, it's very important how we can keep the words within ourselves and how we can keep that absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience in our daily life as a family, in a community. Yeah. So truly, it's very, very important. And how grateful we are that we have true parents, the substantial God, who always lead us, guide us, and educate us in every parts of our life, everything. So problem is how we can substantialize it within ourselves. And for me, every day we should advance little by little, try to reflect within ourselves. How is my relationship to God, my relationship to my family, my relationship to my neighbors, my community? Because we represent true parents. Not only in words, but we should represent God and true parents in action. So I hope every day we can truly have that determination to advance everything in our life of faith. So that is my realization for this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that, Tita Nila. Please begin, everyone. Yes, thank you for your reflections. Very beautiful. And yes, we need to apply to our family that absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. That's why it's not easy to become a model to our family, right? That's why Hondoke is also very important to apply to join with our family, brothers and sisters, and also together our neighbors and friends, relatives. Yeah, dahan-dahan lang. Thank you so much again, Tita Nila, big hand.
Thank
And
you.
yes, thank you po. And now, please prefer to more give sharing and reflections. May I request to our elder brother, lang iba kundi si Kuya Fulgencio. Kuya, welcome po. Good morning. Thank you so much. Begin. Kuya, pakita ka na.
Kinulit ko siya eh. Namiss ka namin kuya, kaya kinulit ka.
Good morning, Kuya.
Good morning po. Yes, our life of faith even my life of faith, uh, not like anyone that they went through the front line. Actually, my life of faith is for me is shallow, but in my heart, I really, at least somehow, I understood about the existence of true parents. And that I really, I tried to nourish that faith with with true parents. And I just connect myself with that faith. That's why although that's why kahit anong nangyayari, kahit noong nung nagkaroon ng case with our church, sabi ko at that time I was in the government at the National Power Corporation. Sabi ko, bakit di nila ako tanungin kung ano ang unification? Sabi ko sa mga co-employees ko sa government that time, nasa headline na naman kayo. Sabi ko, ano ba yung unification? Ano ba yung moon na yan? Sabi ko. Yung mga nagtatanong, mga religious, nasa mga iglesia ba, ang medyo mabiro yung mga iglesia. Sabi ko, kung sa palagay nyo, ano nakikita nyo sa akin, yun ang turo ni Father Moon and Mother Moon. Kung I don't smoke or I don't drink, I don't go to bars, and I don't go have women like that. Sabi ko, kasi yung sinasabi nila, yung sinasabi ko, yun sila. Sabi nila, kumana ka na naman, Sir Joe. Then, sabi ko, siguro it was just misunderstood, sabi ko, kung ano ang unification. Yung mail-in bride na case na yan, sabi ko, it's not true. Kasi I was married there. Sabi ko, at that time, bago pa lang. Tapos alam kasi nila na ano eh, it was much to basta alam nila na namatch ako sa ano, sa foreigner. Ganyan. Kasi one time nung 1992, I leave the office mga 2 weeks yata yun. Tapos fasting pa ako noon that time. Alam nila na hindi ako nasa field. Bakit di daw ako kumakain sa linggo na? Kaya alam nila. But anyway, through that faith and belief to our true parents in my heart, I see to it na I am connected and my family is connected. And with that, nakita ko na nagbunga. And nakita ko sa mga anak ko. Nag-invite ako dito kaya lang yung mga na-invite ko dito hindi nag-a-attend eh. Napakaganda kaya itong learning na ito. Kaya lang kahit ako laging late kasi late sleeper ako. Basta tuloy lang tayo. Kahit another pala nung nagkaroon naman ng hiwalayan ng ating church, at that time naging neutral ako kasi friend ko rin yung umiwalay, and at least somehow they respected me naman. Kaya they invite me. Yes, sabi ko, okay. Punta ako dyan. Atin ako. But then, nung nagsawa na rin sila. Hindi man nila ako ma-full time doon ba. Yes. So, ganun. Hindi ako nawala sa nila, true parents. Tapos yung believe na wala na si true father, tsaka meron talaga siyang inassign. Sabi ko, andyan naman si true mother. Di ba parents sila? Parents natin sila. So, sabi ko, and they are one in heart. Sabi nga sa mga butin lang yung mga lectures natin na they're one and one with God. So wala man si true father physically, pero andyan si true father who is one with andyan naman si true mother and one who is one with true father. So hindi nawala. So anyway, all of the this happens in the true family because maybe of the, shall we say, immaturity of the leaders or the people around them during those times. Nakaka and time will panahon na lang ang makapagsabi how these children will unite together again with true mother. Pero sa ano, kasi parang nakikita ko pa rin yung mga H2 ba yun? Yung H2 yung alam mo, may baril sila na nasa church. And those are high-powered caliber na baril, hindi lang ano siya. Pero I don't know. Pero sa US lang siguro yun kasi sa US free ang pwedeng maghawak ng baril doon eh. But anyway, hindi yun ang ating ano. But we'll just pray na during the lifetime of our true mother, they will realize. So for me, I have to do my portion to unite and follow through mother's will. That's why our couple tried to part of the fulfill our chonbo when in God's grace we at least somehow we're there. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yun lang muna.
Thank you so much for that, Kuya Fulgencio. Big hand everyone for your sharing and reflections. Yes, that's true. Love our enemy, although different different chapter or different other group, but still brothers and sisters. As important is we respect each other and we still one family under God, right? It's not easy to practice, but dahan-dahan lang. Yun nga eh. For connections to God, we connect also to our brothers and sisters and respect each other with love, friends. Yeah, thank you so much, Kuya Fulgencio. Big hand, everyone. Still awake, brothers and sisters, elders, brothers and sisters, Kuya and Ate. And also, hi again, the family, YouTube family. Hello. Please subscribe and click and share. Thank you so much. And also, please help me to welcome to share and reflections. May I request Tita Rilina, please share and reflect. Thank you so much.
Good morning po sa lahat. Good morning, Sir Randy. Good morning, Kuya Roy, Karumba. Good morning, Ma'am Amy. This Amy, okay. Ma'am Tere, Kuya Jo, Sir Alan, and Sis Mira Iwa.
Morning.
Wala si Kuya Winnie. Kuya, pabalik.
Sinabi ko mag-share lahat.
Pabalikin niyo. Anyway,
Kausap ko na yung family niya.
absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience. Ang ano ko lang doon is that absolute faith. Um, parang sabi ko, parang ano ba yan eh. I remember last week, talaga ako sa mga second gen. Di ba meron second gen ano. Tapos, actually, sinasabi ng anak ko, can I, can I, sana gusto ko magpahinga, yun ang sabi ng anak ko. Pero I actually asked her to join that. She followed. And then nung day 5 na, sabi niya, Ma, sabi ko na nga ba eh, kasi I asked her to open her camera. So sabi niya, sumunod naman siya. Tapos I asked her every now and then to open her camera. And then, sabi niya, Mayan, bida-bidaan na naman ako. Ako yung napili na mag-overall, isa sa mga mag-overall reflection. Tatanggapin ko ba? Pwede ko pa naman hindi tanggapin, di ba? Sabi niya. Tapos sabi ko, ikaw bahala. Sabi ko ganun. I don't like to. Kasi I would like to see also kung ano gagawin niya. Tapos mamaya, dahil ganun ang sagot ko, tinanong niya naman niya ako, Ma, would it make you happy if I will I will accept this? Sabi niya ganun. Grabe yung feeling. Alam mo yung feeling na, kung tatanggap, yung gano'n na, ganun pala talaga yung fate ng parang, yun. Sabi niya, would it make you happy if I will accept this and do the, yun. Hindi alam ng anak ko, pero talagang tuntua ako, as in, ganun yung niya na sinasabi niya, would it make me happy? Parang ganun. Syempre, bilis ko na sagot ko, di ba? Yes! Bilis na sagot ko. Pero, tutuusin, in my heart, I was so grateful na meron akong ganung anak. Kahit tag-iisa yung anak ko, parang may ganun siyang And then I remember, yun yung about absolute faith, parang ganun, na sana meron tayong lahat na ganun, So, ayun, and absolute love is that, parang sabi ko, do I crave to God's word, to learn God's word just as I crave my favorite food? Parang grabe, yun po. Or ginagawa ko lang siya para dahil kailangan to maintain my faith para rin sa akin, para ganun. Para sa sarili ko, para hindi ako ma-derail. Pero di ba dapat yung una? That's how I reflect, that I should crave God's word. Just as how I crave for my favorite food. And that's how I crave food. Parang gano'n, o diba? Yeah. Hindi dahil, pero ang reality is that we do hunduke. I do what I do kasi this is how to maintain my faith. And it's, naiyak ako para kay God. Kasi, ganun pa rin yung level ko natin eh. Yung level ko, di ba? Na I'm doing what I do kasi for myself pa rin, it's not for God. And ganun din sa absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience. Do I do what I do dahil gusto ko, di ba? O minsan, hindi pa rin talaga absolute na ginagawa ko to dahil ginagawa ko yung mga ginagawa ko dahil gusto ko siya. kundi obedience, mere obedience kasi kailangan, di ba? Pero di ba dapat dahil mahal natin si God. So, ayun po. We still struggle. I'm still struggling on that. Pero kahit pa paano, naisip ko nga, yung isang ka-office mate ko na tawag doon, sa ka-office mate ko na nega talaga sa akin. Friend na kami ngayon. Pero it seems in my heart, meron ako nakikita na I'm gaining another, I'm gaining another, meron akong dispute in my heart. So, anyway, ganun po siya. At saka, tinitignan ko rin po yung life of faith ko ngayon. If really, bakit hindi pa ako, my office mate, just like Kuya Jo, knows that I am connected to the church and I'm very much connected. But why can't I openly invite them, openly tell them about the movement, parang ganun? Am I trying to say I respect their belief or am I still protecting myself? So, yun po. That's my reality po. Actually, it's more of I'm protecting still myself so that I won't be persecuted. Yun po. And I feel sorry for that, and I also feel sorry for that. And I feel I'm grateful to Heavenly Father and to our two parents for this is my reality. Thank you for.
Thank you so much, Tita Rina. Big hand, everyone. Thank you for your deep reflections and sharing. Thank you so much for that. Yes, that's true. That's why our keywords is very easy to say. Absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience to become a filial piety, but it's difficult to apply. But what I say, dahan-dahan lang. Thank you so much for that. We always connect to heavenly parents and true parents. Big hand again, Tita Redina. Thank you so much again for always to join our session. And now, next to give sharing and reflections, may I request our elder, ang bigating nating elder na still kumakayod, gumagapang at kicking. May request, Kuya Alan. Welcome po. Good morning. Thank you so much. Bigan po.
Good morning sa lahat. I was just thinking, ba anong Tagalog ng faith?
Pananampalataya.
Hindi. Devotion ata yun. Anyway. Ang faith, sa tingin ko ay hindi nakikita. In one person, in a person, you look at him. Is this person faithful? Even within our church, is he a faithful brother? Is he a faithful man? And you go out. It's not only a person, it's not only you, but your family. Is my entire family faithful? But yeah, the lecture is really good. But when I try to listen on it, yeah, that's true. At least our theories. We already know about principle, foundation of faith, foundation of substance, foundation to receive the Messiah and to understand it, no? Because these are only knowledge and information. To understand it is a bit deeper. So these are cognitive understanding or education. But yeah, if there is absolute faith, love, obedience, then I think faith can only be visible if you will really study it, understand it, and to prove it, you have to compute. And once these are done, you can already apply it. Meaning there could be obedience. Why you obey? Because already, aside from the knowledge, aside from understanding, you already try to prove it. You compute. So you know these things. Now, how do we apply these things? Yeah, there was a question. Do I really believe? Why? Let's try to go out. Let's try to go out from our family. We're establishing holy community. Now, you have friends, you have office mates. Yeah, Joe said, andyan ka na naman, Joe. Because if we met our colleagues, our friends, we cannot just identify them. This person is faithful. This congressman is faithful. This dean principal is faithful. You cannot just easily take a look on them and then look at his faith. Faith is invisible. Love is invisible. The only sense we have is that something you can sixth sense. But I'm just trying to take a look more, not on theory, not on information, but on the application. So in our mission, we also try to give lecture, give them understand, let them understand the principle, just like we are witnessing. And if we are witnessing, we have to be a teacher. Now, as you teach, we cannot just teach them with knowledge and information. You have to really manifest those theories, those principles. So we have to substantiate it. We have to show the invisible faith. We have to show the invisible love. How? Now this is Professor Gill's lecture. How? This dance more with the management. If you are to look at it, lead it, and you can substantiate it. Why? Because why? You understand already. You have the answer. Because, so there's the theory, you understand it. But if you say how, it looks onto the application. So this is it. Even within our church, even if you meet him, smile to him. You don't know if he is H1, H2, or TM. If he believes from mother. So we do not use ID in our church. We do not use uniform in our church to let you understand, identify him if he is from Divine Word College, if he is from a state university, public school, etc., etc. But even politicians, they do not use uniform. And you do not know if he belongs to PDP Laban, KBL, or PNP, or whatever. But in terms of church, how can we identify this person if he is faithful, if he belongs to this group, this group, this group? Now, we cannot easily identify them because if you will identify them as if you are making a judgment, it is within you, within us, in our family, in our community. We cannot say this barangay is unificationist, this barangay is Iglesia ni Cristo, this barangay is Muslim. We cannot just say like that. So there is doctrine. Doctrine is the belief in a church, within the church. But dogma also is also the belief, the truth of all and everything, everybody else. Love, take a look on every church. Faith, take a look on every church. These are all taught within, between, or among religions. Universal, that's it. Pero, kung talagang susuriin mo, you try to evaluate, you cannot just say na, porque hindi siya nagbigay ng donation, wala na siyang faith. Porque hindi siya sumali sa holy wine, wala na siyang faith. Hindi marunong magmahal yan. So, we have to substantiate it. We have to really show by our personality this invisible faith, love, and obedience. How really? You have to do something, even loving your own children, loving your own wife, even just within your family, your own room, your own house. Do you have faith with your children, with your wife or spouse? Do you love your children? Do you obey to your wife? Obey to your children? And do they also believe you? Then outside, seemingly you have to be like a barangay captain that you will lead that community. Professor Gill called it village, but our church call it holy community. That's it, village or community. That's it. In terms of dimension, it is the same. But they do not know the knowledge. They do not know the information. So you witness, teach them. Even they believe on their church, we are open. Do they apply all those faiths? We have the interreligious group. We do not say, he belongs to Presbyterian. He belongs to Catholic. He belongs to Unification. Oh, in the Holy Community, it's all the same in any religion. We do not use ID, we do not use uniforms to identify each other. Now, let's go lastly, let's go to within our church. It was, I think last year, there was an exclusive meeting with True Mother. All continental directors, regional presidents were there. There was no camera, no records. Listeners' attendance can only take note. As one continental leader or a regional director mentioned and give it in a shadow, no direct, no name drop, but he tried to take a look, evaluate about Chun Won Chun Il Sang Tum, and when I saw and listened to that sermon, seemingly it was a Sunday service sermon, or I think a lecture also in their workshop or seminar. Why it did not reach the proper time of 2023 to finish everything? We already announced that there is an inauguration for that. Now this time it lowers to dedication because it's not yet finished. And why there are something other things more within the true children, they are not united. So seemingly you can see his love, his faith, his obedience in his action, making his own group. You can already see something. Now, the leader mentioned about even within the members. But as I listened to him, True Mother said, or not True Mother, that leader mentioned that the true children are not united. There should be a unity. Why it did not happen to have all these things done? Why 2020 was extended, delayed, extended to 2027? And I was trying to reflect more on that. Where is faith in here? Where is obedience in here? True Mother pointed somebody to share his dream, which he already reported to True Mother. And during the meeting, True Mother called him to share his dream. And True Mother gave short sharing about it. And when the leaders tried to take a note of what the True Mother was saying, again, there was no camera, no recording, that it's exclusive, only the notes of those participants. Within the very close leaders in our church. Now, this is not Marites. Within very top leaders in our church, there are questions. Is it really True Mother? Should she really lead about this tuning hook? Is she really doing the best thing about Chunilgo, Sanctum? Do we really need to offer this much, this much, this much? No, it points again to faith, love, obedience. So my point here now is marami mang gulo or marami mang tanong, marami mang mga nag-iiba-iba grupo, we need not to wear ID. We need not to wear uniforms to identify yourself that you are here. But it is you within yourself. You have that love, that you have the obedience. That's the life of faith. It cannot be seen, but it is within you yourself. On how you identify yourself, how you identify other people, but it's not just faith at all when you are identifying these kinds of people, persons. So we are not faithful if we just judge people. Now, faith, love, and obedience, it's up to you if you have faith. Muslims have faith to one God. Love, you can take a look if these people carrying these guns are also faithful, loving. Very obvious that North Korea is not loving because, the other day, pinaputok na naman nila yung missile. No? Tumama na sa teritoryo ng Japan. Muntik na talagang tinamaan yung Hokkaido, northern part of Japan. Pina-evacuate agad-agad ng gobyerno yung mga tao. Muntik at muntik na. Miscalculated lang yung angulo. That is not love. Because the North Koreans are communists and they do not love God. Kahapon, muntik na namang pinatay. O talaga there was an attempt to kill the Prime Minister of Japan. A repetition of the same motive. I don't know kung sino talaga yung pasimuno nung binombahan yung kampanya, nagsasalita yung Prime Minister. Takot-takot ng mga Hapon, bakit lagi na lang ganito? There's no love. There's no love even within a non-communist country. Walang love. Papatayan. At dyan sa Pilipinas, gobernur, patayan pa rin. So how can there be a holy community, a heavily unified nation? So within ourselves, ito mag-umpisa lahat-lahat. Makita mo kahit sa mga anak mo, faithful nga pa talaga itong mga anak ko. Bakit ayaw niya mag-apply ng matching, ng blessing? Tuturuan mo. Sali mo sa mga dasal-dasal. They will gather, they will bow down. Pero ayaw nilang mag-attend ng blessing, mag-apply. So you can already see your faith within your family. Maybe I'm speaking too long. Thank you very much.
Kuya, alam po, yung Tagalog ng faith, tapat or faithful, matapat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much sa matapat na reflection and sharing ni Kuya Alan. Bigyan everyone. Yes, very serious lahat. Grabe talaga yung keywords natin ngayon, yung absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. Grabe talaga. Sobrang grabe. Kaya, brothers and sisters, you continue, please join our session every first and third Sunday, please. Brothers and sisters and YouTube family, hello, good morning. And please continue to share and still the same link. Thank you so much again, Kuya Alan, for still kicking and fighting. Yes, matapat na matapat talaga. Kaya nandito tayo. Kaya brothers and sisters, thank you so much and big hand again ng marami kay Kuya Alan. Maraming salamat po always na sobrang aga. 3 AM, gising na tayo. Ako nga, 2:20 na. Sabi ko, hindi na ako matulog. Baka i-point ako mamaya. I-point talaga. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Sa blessing. Kaya again, please prepare sharing and reflections. May I request our next to give reflections and sharing. Tita Tere, welcome po and good morning. Thank you so much.
Good morning, heavenly parent and true parents. Good morning, dear elders. Kuya Randy, I really bow down to you, Kuya Randy. I can see in your eyes, halos walang tulog. And I've experienced that all throughout the week. Day and night, you are working actually. And still we feel repentful. Parang kulang pa po yung investment ng ating katawan. The only prayers is God will bless us more strength. Kasi malakas ang utok pero ang katawan bumibigay din po. Kaya I feel so blessed of having you all here. Kasi ang commitment natin ni Sir Randy is to really go on. 2 or 3 gathered in your name. God is in the midst of us. And I feel so sorry po kagabi kay late na po masyadong ma-remind ko when we are talking with Kuya Alan. See, we are also member of the Asia Pacific crafting of the module for Blessed Family Ministry. So it talks a lot of investments sa heart. Kaya grabe yung challenge. Pero what we are thinking is life is so short. Let's invest and invest. Kaya I'm so inspired with this topic also to share that was shared by Sir Randy. Though sa tingin po natin it's parang paulit-ulit lang na lecture or what? Life of faith, foundation of substance. But the bottom line here is how we could substantialize our life of faith. Yun nga kay Kuya Roy. Thank you, Kuya Roy, for being with us also. Makaiyak ka kung makita mo yung reality, most especially when you follow up our elder members, tapos sila pa yung mag-negative, follow-upping for holy wine, follow-upping for them to guide their second generation. Grabe yung pain na ma-feel mo na even ikaw sabi mo na, sige ako na lang magbayad ng registration. Sige, I will send you load. Yung sakit sa loob na ang dami pa, maantok daw ang mga anak, ganun. Sa lecture ng NBCC na seminar for 5 days. I feel so, I was hurt. But anyway, ang heart ni Heavenly Parent is continuous investing. Never give up to really embrace our brothers and sisters. So with this group also, I can really see na we really value so much our sharing and our lectures. And This time we are always revisiting our life of faith, how far we've gone through. Gaano kalayo na po tayo, kalalim ang ating commitment kay God and to parents. This always reminds us na palaging bago ang ating pananaw dapat. Palaging bago dapat ang ating pananaw sa araw-araw nating buhay. Makikita natin talaga yung revisiting always. Yung totoo yung sabi ni Doc Alan na never judge anyone about their life of faith because life of faith is unseen, but it is also manifested through our works, our commitment, and our determination. Kaya very, very grateful ako to this community. Sana hindi tayo bibitaw po. We can influence others. We can share more. We can ignite. Kasi marami po tayong blessed families po, lalo nung na-study natin itong crafting ng Blessed Family Education Ministry. Ang dami mareremind sa atin na limitation of our limitation as first generation. Why second generations are suffering? It's because we are limited in substantializing how to model, to become the model to them. How to balance our life of faith to that of material things also. That could affect our life as a unificationist. Kasi ang longingness natin is to continue the legacy we have started. The legacy that was started by true parents. Pero kung tayo pa rin na first generation at hindi natin nag-guidean ang second generation, how could that legacy will be passed on through generation to generations? Kaya tayo talaga ang babalandaran, kumbaga babalik lahat ang blame sa atin. Kaya if we don't revisit our life, faith, habang may panahon tayo, hindi natin i-redirect din yung commitment natin. And then we cannot also guide our brothers and sisters what we are doing now. I believe na mahirap tayo sa tinatawag natin na Kingdom of Heaven. But if we help each other as one family under God, and then tayo ang magtulungan through sharing like this, ma-feel ko yung yung parang hindi tayo magkakalayo. Hindi lang tayo hanggang sa turing na sabi ni Doc Alan. Always lecturing, learning how to give lecture, but the bottom line there is the substantialization of what we are telling and what we are sharing and what we are doing every day. Kaya nga, nakita ko yung last week na sa akin, na sabi pa nga ng aking co-teacher, kaya mo ma'am humawan, sabi niya sa akin on Friday kasi I have three activities that needs a lot of preparation before that activity. And then when I'm presenting, nakita niya yung exhaust na ang katawan ko, sabi ng evaluator ko, kaya mo ma'am? Sabi ko, kaya ko po. Then, I could really see that how God really works in us once we believe. Na kahit na yung katawan natin, bibigay na, pero if you have strong faith, we can make it. And then beside of that, ang dami pa sa utok ko, anong next na gagawin, like the presentation tonight, again for the ministry, for the Asia Pacific na yung output namin. So I commit myself for the whole day again to sit down and prepare for that. Pero nakita ko na yung development ng heart ko rin. I becoming mature, never complain, and then also never compare. Just be inspired to do things. When nobody will be there, just go on because the spirit world is there. And also, I believe that what you are investing is not ours. What we're investing is, this is our life of faith, the substantialization of life of faith, that we believe in the impossibles. We believe in the impossible thing that others could say it's impossible to happen. That's why I thank you for the support of Doc Alan, also always there. Ako rin minsan na ko kay Doc Alan na I've been praying for his good health. Kasi I know he has more things to share, more things to, he wanted to do more also. Yan siya ang inspiration ko rin na kahit hindi na kaya ang katawan niya, still pa rin nag-invest at nag-invest pa rin siya at that age. So, I do hope with these young ones who are here, let's invest more. Sa iba-ibang pamaraan naman, hindi naman nagiging full-time lang ang magiging way natin. We can do in our simple ways. Kahit ano man yung ginagawa natin araw-araw, ang dedication natin, what counts most. And my inspiration this time is my children who are in the public mission. Sila pa mismo ang magsabi na, Mama, baka pag magtrabaho ako, baka magiging selfish ang ano ko, ang parang heart ko, sabi ng isa. Sabi ko, no, if you check your motivation, purpose, and direction and to balance everything. So, I'm so inspired again with this lecture and sharings ng lahat sa atin ngayon dito. Kuya Roy, Sister Nila, we miss you also, and Ate Relina, Kuya Fulgencio nga kanina na nabalaka ko kung hindi siya makapasok kasi naka-online man siya. Tinawagan ko, tinexan ko, mabahala ka Kuya Gencio kung ano, makulitan ka sa akin. Hanggang nakulitan siya. Because we love you. We love you all. That we will not miss this session. That I believe that this session is very meaningful to start our day and to start our week again. And with the inspiration that you can see also from Sir Randy, always be giving lecture, kahit hindi na siguro ang katawan din niya, bumibigay na rin. Ang mata niya nga ngayon, mahuhulog na. Pero still pa rin, still pa rin, nandyan pa rin yung heart of serving. This is it. Yung sabi natin na we just invest and invest because we are not losers. We are always the one who will gain because we are putting our basket of fortune, lots of things to be used in the future. If not ours, if we will not be the one to use, our children will be using that basket of fortune na natin, na invest natin. Kaya let's just be inspired doing things hanggang kaya natin. Hanggang kaya natin. So I do hope that we could share the link. We could share also we could make use of it na hindi tayo gumising ng maaga. Kaya nga, thank you for Sister Amy. Because if somebody will volunteer to do that, or even kung walang mag-volunteer, and then kanina mabigat yung kasi late na rin akong nakatulog. Pero I'm praying na Sister Amy will get in. Sabi ko, siya lang naman ang ko, madaling ko sabihan. But I hope na, and then she's also now, becoming matured. Any moment na sabihan mo magpasi ka, Sister Amy, okay po. So that kind of obedience also and to be used as an instrument in a public mission is also way for us to show how grateful we are to become a part of our community. So I hope na hindi lang po kami ni Sir Randy ang kundi even our elders here someday could also give lecture. Hindi lang po yung so that we could also parang round robin ba para other responsibilities we can do more also. And then baka si Kuya Roy someday, si Kuya Alan po magle-lecture din sa session nito, then we will have a very great experience in this community. I believe in that. So again, I'm so very emotional because this shows that I'm so happy looking at your faces and your sharing also. I learned a lot from it. And Heavenly Parent, true parents have a big hope to this kind of community that we have. We do hope that we could create more communities like this, or we can make this community a bigger one, bigger scope po. So maraming salamat and maraming salamat. Good morning to each and everyone po. Good health and have a happy week ahead of us po. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, Tita Derevic and everyone. Yes, thank you so much for your emotional reflection and sharing. Yes, thank you so much also for your hard work every day. And thank you so much, brothers and sisters, elders and family at YouTube and here in the Zoom. Living happily and please living to God. Give vital elements to others. That's true. Yes. Ito na yun eh. Connect to each other and to give power each other. Yan. Kaya para bukas may power naman tayo to go, to kicking. Kaya thank you so much again, brothers and sisters. Kuya Roy, Tita Relina, Kuya Alan, Tita Nela, Tita Tere, and Kuya Fulgencio. And please, hindi pa tapos. Please help me to welcome our powerful, no surrender, still keep fighting, magising ng umaga para prepare ang ating topic, representative ni God, Neville Parents. Thank you so much for that. I salute you and bow. Please help me to welcome Sir Randy Ami. Begin.
Hello po, good morning to all. Yeah, I'm very happy to see Kuya Roy, Kuya Alan, Kuya Fulgencio, Ate Nila, and all of you. No, I'm very I'm very happy ngayon na nakita ko ulit kayo. So yeah, actually that's when I presented this lecture sa intergenerational education. I really how do you say that? I realized so many things. Lalong-lalo na yung, we always say that we wanted that all people know true parents, understand God. But I even asked myself, ano ba talagang ginagawa ko? Am I really doing it with my utmost sincerity? Eh. Am I doing it really for the propagation of God's heart, for God's heart to be remembered by the people? And actually while listening sa mga reflections ninyo, I received an inspiration na why don't we go back to understand the Lord's Prayer 2,000 years ago? Kaya I downloaded yung the Lord's Prayer from the internet, and also I searched for true parents' words on how we could substantialize that prayer of Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago. And I was so shocked na nakagawa ko ng presentation with 16 slides. Pero hindi pa yun kasi wala pang final conclusion yun eh. Kumbaga kinuha ko lang yung mga ano ni Father about how we could inherit God, how we could expand the lineage of God na centering on me. Eh, sabi niya, 'di ba? Our Father, my Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as well as in heaven. And how could I forgive each other? Before I can forgive other, I have to forgive first myself. I have to start within me so that I can open my heart to welcome others. So yeah, we are talking about absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience as a way of life that we have. But the question is, have we really done it within ourselves? Okay. So before looking at others, have they do it? Have they done it? Let's go back to ourselves. Have I embodied it? Have I made it as a way of life that I have? Yeah, there's no question, di ba? Kasi we have a lot of, sabi natin na, yeah, I became part of the movement for a long time. Kaya no question of my faith. No question of my life of faith. Okay. Pero sabi ni Father, hindi lang naman habang nandito sa lupa. How much we have really prepared ourselves to enter into the realm of the spirit world. Wherein sabi nga niya, di ba, sa last na is, the spirit world records everything that we do. Okay. So how much we really think of what would be my destiny in the spirit world? What would be the place where I will go into the spirit world? we might be proud na sinasabi natin na, oh, I'm with true parents here on earth. But are we really with true parents when we go to the spirit world? Are we really one with God when we go to the spirit world? Every now and then, yeah. Parang lagi akong naiyak na bakit na pa rin mga tao na they don't want to understand God and true parents. They don't want to understand even Jesus. They just wanted to tell that they follow Jesus, but they never really understand what's really the heart of Jesus. Just like us, have we really understand the heart of God, the heart of our true parents? Yeah, kahapon nga sabi ni Ate Relina parang nakakaiyak seeing the second generation. That we needed to re-educate them, re-guide them. And parang ako din actually parang natuwa ako na tomorrow actually talagang wala pa akong tulog because I needed to prepare for my for the invitation that was given to me for tomorrow. For the whole day kasi bukas I have I was invited as a speaker for values formation in the workplace ng isang company not company of the movement but it's really outside company, and I was invited for a how to establish a family values within the workplace. And I've been thinking of what would be what will be the presentation that I will presenting. And then nagpasa ko ng dalawang presentation na yung introduction ng divine principle centering on understanding stress, yung disunity na ano. Tapos na ano ko na yung HR and the same time yung CEO sabi niya, "Sir, dapat hindi lang one day ito na presentation. We needed a lot more." Kaya sabi ng CEO at saka yung HR, what would be the response of the participants during this one day team building that we have? Kasi meron silang mga branches sa Visayas and Mindanao, and they wanted that parang i-package nila na every team building ng every branch, this will be part of the education component that they have. Kaya sabi nila nga sa akin, "Sir, are you ready to go to Visayas and to go to Mindanao?" Sabi ko, hindi ko pa alam kung ready ako. And I'm really ano kasi they are nung makita nila yung presentation, talagang they have really sabi na, ito nga yung kinakailangan. But the question is boils down again to me, am I really prepared? Am I really have that absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience to God and true parents? So that when I speak in front of them, they could feel God's heart more than the knowledge that I will be imparting to them. Could I be the representative of God and true parents in front of them? Now they will not only be listening, they will not only be learning from the presentation, but at least, di ba? We can transform the way of life. Yung nga sinasabi ni Kuya Fulgencio kanina, no? Na how we could influence our workplace to understand, okay, the heart of God, not even mentioning our religion, but by just showing who we are as the representative of God and our two parents. So yeah, actually the one thing that I remember with Kuya Roy is regarding life of faith is when we were in Maya Maya Drive. I cannot forget yung nawala yung yung wallet ni Kuya Roy. Tapos yung sabi niya sa akin nun, parang Kasi even si Mrs. Kim nun, nawalan na nga siya, ba't tuwang-tuwa pa siya? Ma-remember mo yun kay Ray? Na nawala yung wallet mo dun sa ano? Sa Maya Maya Drive.
including passport and visa to Japan.
Yan. At nung tinanong, bakit kaya nawala yun, Randy? Sabi mo sa akin nun eh. And I'm also thinking, no? And instead of him getting angry, okay? I know, sabi niya, baka merong reason behind it. Which is, di ba, yung how much we can have that, instead of the situation that we have, instead of looking at it in a place wherein we should be angry towards each other, why don't we reflect back? Even yung ano ni Kuya Roy kanina na, yeah, many members, pag invite mo, mag-receive na nga ng blessing. Instead na unahin sabi na, thank you kasi you are inviting us to receive the blessing once again. The first thing that they will ask is, na naman? Di ba? Actually, that's also the feeling that I have every time na I'm asking brothers and sisters, lalo mga sabihin natin na young ones, once before. No? Inviting them to, can we study the divine principle again? Tapos instead na sabi na, uy, maganda yan. The first thing pa na sabihin, na naman? Di ba? So, we always say about, yeah, life of faith. I have absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience to our true parents. But when we say, can we revisit again? Re-study again? Okay? Instead na, wow, maganda yan. Di ba? So I'm always facing that kind of challenges na, yeah, how would I feel? Yeah. Kasi father nga no, nagsasuffer sa Hungnam prison eh. Instead na isipin niya na, I'm suffering. Pero ano sabi niya? This is the way for me to build the kingdom of heaven. That's why I have to go through all of these things. So when we talk about absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, okay, yeah, the challenge is how we could make things in an opportunity of learning more than just focusing on the situation that we have. More than just focusing on the, sabi nga natin, di ba, reality. Okay? Na etong reality na to, this is the one that hinders, okay, our way of fulfilling or embodying our faith. Kasi lagi nating sinasabi na that's the reality that we have. Ito yung nakasanayan ko eh. Ito yung mundo ko. But we never think of this is a new world. Like for example, the question that I received nung nandun ako sa IPLC giving lecture sa mga YLT. The question is, why there are so many divisions that we have in the movement? Why there's so many divisions? And I was so shocked na hindi ko alam, coming from nowhere, it answered na ang ano is, we are still confused. We are still confused of our faith. We are still confused of the time where we are now. Na we are still following yung sabi nga ni Father, the era before the coming of heaven and the era after the coming of heaven. There is a big difference between that era. Hindi ko alam, coming from nowhere. Kaya nga nung sabi ko na, yeah, we are still confused of what era we should be follow. Is it era before the coming of heaven or era after the coming of heaven? It's like during the time of Jesus Christ. When they received the words of Jesus, how did they receive it? Is it Old Testament or following the era wherein Jesus is already there living together with them? So actually, this is a challenge of the faith that we have. Kaya nga I'm always asking, even every time we have a sabi na natin na this misunderstanding with my wife. Am I living in the era after the coming of heaven or before the coming of heaven? If I will say na parang negative yung pag-accept ko, what era is that? Before the coming of heaven. Pero sabi ni Father is how much we could learn in every situation instead of just looking at the situation that we have, the reality that we are in right now. Yeah, actually that's also my realization when I always read about this presentation of life of faith. Kasi ito yung lagi ko binabasa every time na every time na nada-down ako or every time na nasa situation ako ng what will I do? Is it anong priority ko? Is it God or the environment that I have or the need that I have? Ito rin yung lagi ko binabasa na tapos I always end up na yeah. I have to really term na, di ba sabi nga niya, seek ye first the kingdom of God and everything will be added unto you. Na, because God already knows what we needed. But the thing is, how much we really show our absoluteness. Kaya nga yung sinasabi ni Father na completely one with God. Give hope to God as our priority more than our situation. Yeah, so anyway, my dear brothers and sisters, yeah, this is a great reminder to us. Great reminder of our true parents to us. How much we really substantialize. Kasi di ba sinasabi nga natin, faith without work is dead. Even though we believe, if we will not do it, if we will not act on it, still that will be nothing. And also, we cannot mobilize the spirit world, and we cannot mobilize and we cannot invite God in the things that we are doing. Kaya nga, lagi sinasabi ni Father, just do your jungsong. Just show your utmost sincerity. And hindi naman kailangan ni God na i-ano natin kumbaga super highfalutin yung gagawin natin. Just do it simply, but with a heart and with our utmost sincerity. And I think that would be the meaning of life of faith. Life of faith is do it simply with our utmost sincerity and determination so that we could invite God and we could prepare ourselves to live in the spirit world. Just show your utmost sincerity. Yeah, so I hope na with that we will not only be inspired but we will always be, sabi nga ni True Mother, di ba? We should move forward without stopping. And also, we should not get tired, but we should enjoy living together with God by experiencing loving our brothers and sisters. Good morning po sa lahat.
Thank you so much, Vigan, to Sir Randy. Yes, thank you so much, Sir Randy, for that powerful and great reminders to us, every one of us. Thank you so much. Ngayon, meron na po tayong power sa kanya-kanyang responsibility po. Maraming salamat po again and again sa matapat, Sir Randy. God bless you all and big hand again, everyone. And now, please don't forget first Sunday and third Sunday po to join this session. Please help me to welcome news announcement. Tita Tere, you have. Welcome po.
Once again, thank you so much. Once again, Sir Randy, for this continuous investment. At sa lahat po, I know everybody is really alive and kicking and doing our own responsibilities. in our own ways. So, mamaya po, I ask permission to Sir Randy if pwede pong i-continue itong Zoom na lang kasi nandito si Kuya Fulgencio, nandito rin si Kuya Alan. Baka po pwede namin, or if you can stay, okay lang po. Pero kung you have another thing to do, you can. Kasi we need also your bright ideas for this. So, yan lang po naman. Pero itong continuous lang po itong ano natin, same po ang link. Baka may time doon na hindi po ako may UNCL pala. UNCL sa NCR. Ang NCR ang merong sa HQ hindi ko nakita yung
Wala pong link, hindi ko po alam.
okay. Okay, sige po. Dito na lang kami mag-UNCL. Nag-text ako sa Kuya Fulgencio and then everybody you are invited to join with us po para we can brainstorm about the topic po na i-present pamayang gabi sa Asia Pacific po. Second na po kasi yung session. And more on second generation and towards the third generation po. Kaya I know Kuya Roy also can share a lot for this. Sige po. So yan lang po Sir Randy, ano po pa pong pwede nating continuous lang po natin itong program natin.
Oh ma'am, i-ano ko na lang po, i-transfer ko na lang po sa yung host para kasi I have to I need to go out kasi may pasyente po ako na pupuntahan ngayong umaga.
Ito po, sir.
And I have also some other things na gagawin. I wanted to join you pero naka-schedule kasi dapat bukas kasi yung schedule ko sa pasyente ko pero pinamove ngayon dahil sa yung schedule ko bukas din. After ng shift ko bukas, I need to go to Antipolo for the whole day team building ng isang company who invited me as a speaker for values formation sa kanilang company. Kaya minove ko ngayon yung schedule niya. So I will just transfer the host po sa iyo ma'am para if ever I will leave, at least the Zoom will not be disconnected po.
Ito po sir. I understand po Sir Randy. Thank you also. Gagamit po kasi kami ng Zoom na yung 45 minutes lang. Pero since nandito naman na po kami lahat, then if nobody will be using and then it is okay naman po gagamitin ang Zoom link. Thank you po. Thank
po,
you.
Wala pong for the whole day po ngayong Sunday, wala pong gagamit ng Zoom ngayon. Tama ba, Terilina? Wala, no? Kasi yung schedule ko mamayang gabi is nag-graduate na sila last Sunday kaya yung sa Korea. Kaya they're looking forward after this May daw, they will be starting another set of education centering on the inspiration ng yung mga lecture natin sa session na to. They are requesting if I can give them this presentation for 21 days ulit sa kanila sa Namwon region sa Korea. Yung mga sisters natin doon.
Expanding ang natin Providence. So yan lang po. Then anybody naman na who could remain. Anyway, kami ni Doc Alan po nandito pa lang din. Di ba Doc Alan? Kuya Jenso, tayo yung
No problem.
sa group 3. Kagabi pa, alas 11 na yata yung sabi nag-stop na naman na in brainstorming kasi we just mag-flow lang yung mga ideas. And then, nag-jot down din lang ako yung mga important points. And then, at least mamaya after ng session na ito, then I can ko na lang. Kumbaga, i-summarize ko na lang din po at saka i-plaster. So, I hope everybody could join with us. Thank you so much po once again. And then, back to you, Sister Amy, please, to end.
Yes, thank you so much for news and announcement, Tita Tere, and everyone. And again, thank you so much, brother, sister, elder, and family at YouTube. Please don't forget our link, share, and more share. Stay matapat, everyone. And now, please help me to welcome to request, special request to closing prayer. Kuya Fulgencio, thank you so much for
Yes, please join me. our dearest Heavenly Parent, our true parents. We're so grateful for having this kind of meeting intimately with our dear brothers and sisters, discussing things how to enrich our life of faith. Thank you, Father, for gracing this, especially our lecturer, Dr. Randy, and those elders, brothers and sisters who shared their heart today, attend their sharing their time and attending this meeting. Thank you for everything, the love that you share to each one of each families. We're really thinking of how through mother's heart, now that the Chunmungong and Chungshi Sanctum were not pushed through for its inauguration. And we have been prayed that through this kind of meeting, we can stay together and think more for the providence, how to contribute in advance. Today is Sunday. We dedicate this day to you. Whatever we do, it is still part of your will. We sincerely pray also for our blessed children, that they could really find their faith to our true pet, to our true mother. Last Sunday, last 5 days, 5-day workshop they have, it's really challenging for some, but it is really educational also for the many. Thank you, Father, for your love and care, your safety and care. We pray also for those brothers and sisters who live this physical world, that they will be in total rest in your bosom. Thank you, Father, for everything. And please continue to guide us as we meet again and to continue to our group led by Sister Tere. I would like to offer a thing to you, all this in our names. Marlena and Joe de la Cruz, Central Blessed Family, Aju. Aju.
Achu. Thank you so much po. Achu.
Thank you so much, for the prayer, everyone. And now, before to leave, picture. This amazing Sunday. Okay, what's that? Kabaragi or heart first? Heart.
Sarang nyo.
Sino mag-picture?
Ayan.
Thank you
Post
so
lang po.
much.
Ako na lang po.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Ako na lang po.
Okay. 1. Okay. Thank you so much, Tita Relina. And next, Kabaragi, everyone.
Albaragi. 1, 2, 3. Ay! Wait! Sorry po. Hindi ko alam. Sandali po. Sasend ko po. Hindi ko alam kung... Hindi ko na send.
Okay?
Ulit po yung heart.
Heart. And
1, 2, 3.
happily.
And then...
Thank you so much. Chabarigi.
Yung Habaragi, okay na po. Yung
Okay.
Bishop,
Fight.
Sungi,
Vision 20.
Yeah, Vision 2027. Songni, Songni. Yay.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Stay
you po.
happy.
Thank you, Sir
Po.
Randy. Always keep healthy.
Ma'am,
And
paki-close
good
ang
health.
YouTube, ma'am.